Hear me in the World Vibes Radio. Why they my use ya? Not take no talkie. Be careful of some places where you walk. Some no know God, them no read Bible. Then we shoot you down with them rifle. Do not bring no guns, come to town. It's World Vibes, tell them leave that at home. Them better bring love, come to town. It's I say spread the joy around. World Vibes Radio. And not taking this now. Let's go and teach the youth them. Play some good music. Educate them.
Yo, check this out. This is Anthony Cruz, and you don't know it's the Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans with Joshua. Keep it locked, man. Blaze it hot. Anthony Cruz said that.
The ground still tall. I walk with you, Cha-Cha, deep down in my soul. Always hold my hand in a Cha-Cha, never let me go. I still walk with the Savior, each and everywhere that I go. Still not left out the Most High. I not left out the Most High. I still walk with the Savior, each and everywhere that I go. Still not left King Tafari. I not left out the Most High. Here's my hand, Doja. Could you walk with me? I'm alone, Oja. Could you talk with me? You are the reason me not in the market. And you give me peace now me heart all when me get rich and have 3 bodyguard and some big bad dog in me heart. I still walk with the Savior, each and everywhere that I go. Still not left out the Most High. I not left out the Most High. I still walk with the Savior, each and everywhere that I go. Still not left King Tafari. I not left out the Most High. On my way to school, carry Jaja with me. All in the classroom, carry Jaja with me. In every lane and every crevice and corner. Still I see I see my me dan dada. From me a little bit of pitney one order. So all when me turn grandfather. And I still walk with the Savior, each and everywhere that I go. And still not left out the Most High. I not left out the Most High. I still walk with the Savior, each and everywhere that I go. Still not left King Tafari. I not left out the Most High.
Tell me if you're going through this, working all day and night and still can't live a good life. Tell me if you're going through this, the money where you make done before it reach your hand, my friend. Tell me if you're going through this. Now no money big gas stars, so you can't to drive your car. Tell me if you're going through this. Every day I wonder if no better life, no dead for you. Them say things that get better, but we can't see it. Can't see it, we can't. Them say money I run right and all, but back still I feel it. Still I feel it. Can't sleep at night because we stress out. Every month and that talk about kick out. Make our ends now meet. People line up on street. Change is what we need. Tell me if you're going through this, working up overtime and still can't pay your bills span time. Tell me if you're going through this, the work you work so hard, still can't feed the youth them on your yard. Tell me if you're going through this, tears run from your eye when you look over your life at night. Are you going through this? Every day I wonder if no better life, no dead for you. Things that get better, but we can't see it. Can't see it, we can't. Them say money I run right and all, but back still I feel it. Still I feel it. Can't sleep at night because we stress out. Every month and that talk about kick out. Make our ends now meet. People line up on street. Change is what we need.
So many times you are on your last dime. Hey, people see you smile, don't know what you're going through inside, yeah. Working so hard, but still ends not meet. Sometimes you want to believe, no better, no dead if you really.
There's the things that get better, but we can't see it. Can't see it, we can't. Them say money a run right and over pocket still I feel it, still I feel it. Can't sleep at night because we stress out. Every month and that talk about kick out. Because ends now meet, people lying up on street. Change is what we need. Them say things that get better but we can't see it, can't see it, we can't. Them say money a run right and over pocket still I feel it, still I feel it. Can't sleep at night because we stress out. Every month and that talk about kick out. Because ends now meet, people lying up on street. Change is what we need.
Because the youths broke out bad. Only issue guns for the youths them go rob. The garrison them want treat like home for the dogs, but the ghetto full of star like American flag. Me believe in the ghetto, I swear. Them only promise things but them no mean 'cause them no care. This are the home for my brothers and my sisters. Some me left for no to jack and me a chant up the scriptures. I know why the youths are rebel. When the story of the ghetto now things don't look well. They don't do work for them and preach them and go dead and go a hell. Or you fit take away all the things them when the street bed. I know why the place no run merry. What make you think say every day another one a berry? It's set up you will survive any means necessary. You split up all the ghettos in a war territory. Some easier for them, harder for we. The world need education, so why it can be free. More see elevation for the nation. Stop confuse the youth them mind with your television. Hey, technically speaking, me beg you no put this in our mind and draw for meeting. Corrupted staff members them get deleting. Them biggest plan is to get rich. Them gaining interest while them in bed sleeping and every day. I know why the youths are rebel. When the story of the ghetto now things don't look well. The dirty work so them a preach them and go dead and go a hell. Or you fit take away all the things them when the street vendors are sell. I know why the place no run merry. What make you think say every day another one a berry? It's set up you will survive any means necessary. You split up all the ghettos in a war territory.
All that we are real, you do all that we are friends. Make we stop on the corner, spin around on the gens. When big song a play, we are beat on the fence. Because we burn friend killer and we burn fast pretense. When butter cook everybody a look six love drop on the table and shook. Me say that song you have for voice, cause the place get nice. This a free me get a paradise. Big up the place where me come from, cause it nice again. The done them a say none of it rise again. I know I not one, yes a good vibes again. Big up the place where me come from, cause it nice again. The done them a say none of it rise again. I know I not one, yes a good vibes again. Right now no man not taxing, no man feed it. I youth a rise both, yeah we glad for them. Yeah. Right now me see pale over show. Remember one time me couldn't put my foot out the door. Baby mother's happy I've been like this too. Cause the youth and my mind turn youth. No man now get execute. Now look no man fi shoot. You know long me no see a black zone. So big up the place where me come from, cause it nice again. The done them a say none of it rise again. I know I not one, yes a good vibes again. Big up the place where me come from, cause it nice again. The done them a say none of it rise again. I know I not one, yes a good vibes again.
Them say a new world order. Population control them call murder. First them turn them back against the picnic them. Then them turn round and give the gun them to the mother and the father. Google search the Horn of Africa. Look how much youth a drop dead in a Somalia. Disease a spread like Facebook. Them don't even know them place. Look them never taste the raw, much less the taste.
And push the peace higher. The people them a ball for ceasefire. Wars of opinion, dominion, them seek with each prayer. See them now the weak a face the fire. But listen me now, me spend a week at Israel and me a look cross on the Gaza. Me feel the love on every corner. The bigger is them rather war and disaster. But when they meet them master,
like now when the world needs prayer. Call on him and lift him higher. Look what's going on around us, yeah. And make a change in yourself for the better. Let's hold hands, we can do this together. We should all call on the one up above, the one that's made us the champion. He's the world's greatest, no other compares to him. It's a blessing, and I know that he will save us. Don't be afraid, it will only make you stronger. And I know that he'll be here forever, just as long as you believe in him. Better days will be longer. In a time like now when the world needs prayer, call on him and lift him higher. Look what's going on around us, yeah. And make a change in yourself for the better. Let's hold hands, we can do this together. We should all call on the one, 'cause this is more than a worldwide crisis. If you're ready, then we can survive this. How I long for you to realize this. Our prayers will work, 'cause if I pray, then you pray. Pray for better days and peaceful energy. The Almighty, His Majesty, is listening all the way. In a time like now when the world needs prayer, call on him and lift him higher. Look what's going on around us, yeah. And make a change in yourself for the better. Let's hold hands, we can do this together. We should all call on the one.
I see confusion in your eyes, and maybe you're a little surprised the way we make love under the moonlight. Tomorrow you'll sit in your light. Come away in a dream. This world, it's not what it seems. There be no gold at the end of the rainbow. Birds don't fly anywhere that the wind blows. Come away in a dream. Life is not what it seems. Happily don't always live forever, but my love is getting stronger every day. Oh, stronger every day. Yeah. Oh, they tell me that diamonds are your friends, but diamonds won't be there in the end. I give you my love to remember. I keep you happy, happy, happy. You shouldn't be me bonify. Nothing in this world can justify. Nothing on your heart for I and I. It's you and I, baby. Maybe it's just fate. Our time was simply been waiting. Is it chance to bring us together? We can go in search of forever. In a dream, this world, it's not what it seems. There be no gold at the end of the rainbow. Birds don't fly anywhere that the wind blows. In a dream, life is not what it seems. Happily don't always live forever, but my love is getting stronger every day. Ooh, see the future in your eyes.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Diaspora Connection featuring Kabbalah for Jamaicans. My name is Joshua, and you're listening to the Scriptures Rhythm mixed by Curfew 2013.
Now I'm sitting all alone, staring at the phone.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful music. But there's so much we want to share with you tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Kabbalah for Jamaicans. You know, we're at a new year. Cosmically, Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of a new cycle, the Israelite New Year. And I'd like to welcome to the program Raquel Marcia. Good evening, Raquel. How you do?
Good evening, good evening. I am good. I am good. I'm good. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, you know, say after the holidays, always a time of I mean, it's a marathon, you know, so
All right. We go through the
tired, you know.
judgment for the person now with the
Yeah, man.
joy.
Yeah, man.
So cut. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Yeah, man.
brand new
Yeah, man.
thing.
Yeah. And, you know, I've been thinking about our listeners. And, you know, there's so much that we have learned over the years that um, we should, I would love to be able to share that with them. But unfortunately, it really cannot be only through conversation, right? So, hence, you know, I figured maybe we can have conversations
Mm-hmm.
and um, and then the people can hopefully, you know, hopefully the wisdom will come out. No, hopefully, I know the wisdom will come out because
Yeah.
it's in the everyday, right? What we practice, right? We've learned, and to incorporate it in our daily lives, because that's where the rubber meets the road. You know, there are many who consider themselves spiritual or religious, and yet their character is not shining. The way they are with people doesn't shine. And because that's the measure, you know, how do people feel around you? Are you a difficult person to be around? Are you someone who the circumstances need to be to your liking for you to be pleasant? You know, one of the things that I just have prayed for, hoped for, continue to hope for, because it's a continuous process of being a sweeter person. You know what I mean? Sweet. And not just, you know, people like to be around you. You know, you're not judgmental. You know, you'll correct where necessary, but you're not judgmental. You know, you realize that everybody have a right to be how they are, you know. Everybody has a right to be how they are. And the challenge for us is not to be offended by it. You know? Not to be offended by anything. I mean, you know, we human, but I think that again, that's the challenge. Do you find that's a challenge?
Yeah, because I mean, the worst thing is to, you know, hear somebody say something about you, or to see somebody doing something that you think, and there goes the judging part,
Yeah, yeah.
that
What
you
you
think,
think
you know,
exactly?
what you think,
Like
you
what we
know.
think really matters.
Exactly, you know, and it's to get there, and it's a uphill battle, because
'Cause that's not
we
how the ego
constantly
operates.
constantly judging ourselves much less other people,
Yeah, yeah,
you know. So
yeah.
it's to get to know and to recognize when, you know, the good thing is to recognize once you start doing it, you know, because once you start studying spirituality, well, for me, I should say, for me, is I am more aware once the judgment start coming. And yes, I do still judge,
Of course, we all
because
do.
you know,
We all do.
but I recognize it.
Yeah, we do less.
Yeah, yeah, you
We do
know,
less, and we catch ourselves,
we put ourselves,
you
yeah,
know, when we do. And that's the maturity, because look, before we got to this mindset, we were robots,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
right? People pushing our buttons,
Yep.
being affected by others' behavior. You know, we talk about unconditional love, right? What that's supposed to look like. It doesn't mean say you have to friendly with everybody, right? But to 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 apply and give mercy, right? Really and truly at all times. Because guess what? The universe takes care of its own. It brings judgment. You don't need to bring it,
That's it.
right? We're here to bring mercy and to ask for mercy and to beg for mercy. And it's interesting, that this portion of Noah that we're going to read this Shabbat is about that, you know?
Mhm.
And they say that they said Noah was a poor preacher in the sense that never really convinced, you know, um, the people to really change their ways. But you know, I want to again. I was thinking about our listeners, and you know, it's I share with them that Kabbalah is a science and not a religion.
Right.
Right now, what does that mean to anyone? I hear some background noise here.
So,
Yeah, what does that mean? You know, what does that mean? Hopefully, I hope it means that it's a different way of thinking and a different way of application, you know, because that's what it's intended to mean. You know, this is no longer past say. This is you have to know for yourself through study and through application, through reading, through immersing yourself in the wisdom, because that's what really brings the protection. That's what really brings the transformation. That's what really brings you to start functioning at the frequency of the light. The more you expose yourself to the light and the things of the light, is the more you become like the light. Because what you see, you become. So we really hope that our listeners are beginning to recognize that this is something different. And it's only different because you weren't exposed to it before. It's not new. Not new. And, just like how, those who practice Judaism said that the only way you could study Kabbalah was after becoming a Torah scholar and a Talmud scholar, knowing the Torah and the Talmud, very well before you would study Kabbalah. And because it was considered to be the highest wisdom. And here the Rav and Karen of the Kabbalah Center come and say, and it was actually Rab Azulai who really lifted the restriction, the imposed restriction of requirements to study Kabbalah. And he said even a 3-year-old should start to understand and learn these concepts. Because, I'd like to read the synopsis, actually the lesson that is in our Kabbalistic Bible. So we're in the portion, the book of Genesis now, right? We're going back to the beginning after the holidays. We started Bereshit, which is Genesis, and we're back to the beginning in regards to the telling of the story. And I encourage our listeners to try dedicating your Saturday mornings till about 12, from about 10 to 12, and start listening to the Torah readings, which you can get for free through our Zoom link. And because the wisdom that the Creator gave the Israelites were things for them to do that would help them to transform. And it was kind of beyond their understanding, our understanding, in that by performing these actions, we are connecting to a level and a frequency of the light that helps us to transform. It assists us. The universe assists us when we perform certain actions. That is why this realm is called the realm of action, Malhut. The world of Asiya. The world of action. We perform certain actions and we get certain results.
What about the Christian?
Eh?
What about Christianity? When Christians say, because I was out with a friend this weekend, and she goes to, she's a Christian. We were talking about Kabbalah, and we were discussing it. What about going back to what you just said? Christians who pray to Jesus say they see their lives changing for the better than where they were before. They see things manifesting in their lives that they didn't have before the relationship they had with Jesus as their Lord and Savior. And going back to not judging or not to say, who are you to say that or Kabbalah is the right way, or what do you say to someone who is coming with that kind of conversation?
Well, for one, you're not saying that what they're doing is wrong. You're offering additional information, because that's what Kabbalah is. Because you see, a lot of Christians don't realize that Judaism was a foundation, right? But they just eliminated the law, right? Having to depend on the law. They kept the blood of a righteous man can wash away the sins of the world, right? That is Kabbalistic, right? And in a sense, they wanted to replace Moses, so they used Jesus. They used Yeshua, and tried to make a distinction between, Judaism, which was the religion of laws, right? That they didn't want people to have to be subject to, that understanding. But now we understand that it's the way the universe is wired. It's not you're doing these things because it says so. It says so for a reason. And that's the science behind it. And it's immutable. And this has nothing to do with faith. In the Christian understanding of faith, which is almost belief without necessarily seeing, right? Because they believe in a lot of things, have a faith in a lot of things that are hoped for, which are not necessarily based upon spiritual fact, because of how things were twisted down the ages when Christianity was created, right? But Jesus was an Israelite. He was a Jew. He followed the Torah. He didn't come to change anything. And I don't have a problem if people want to pray to Jesus, right? Because you know what? Jesus was an extremely amazing channel, right? He was a channel that first affected me in this lifetime, right? And being a student of Kabbalah for the last 16 years, one of the things I say is that, the Kabbalists revere Rabbi Shimon like how the Christians revere Jesus. But the Kabbalist knows that Rabbi Shimon is not God. Right? That's the difference. And yes, we can pray to Rabbi Shimon to help us, right, for assistance, but we know that he's a channel and not God himself. Right? So, that's the and as much as I believe that people should know the truth, like you said, a lot of people testify of life changing for the better after establishing a relationship with Jesus, right? Because they were offered him as the Savior and as God's Son incarnate. So that was the pitch. And you know what? A lot of people bid on it, and I was one of them. And I'm realizing that there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a holding place. Right? But then you come to understand and know the truth that he's not God. And when it talks about him being the Son of God, it was because all the Kabbalists back then were considered sons of God. Why? Because the Zohar tells us that those who seek to know God in a particular manner, to understand how things work, those are called the sons. Right? And that's who the Kabbalists are. They want to know. They want to understand the laws of the universe and the laws of energy and the tree of life. Because, let me read this. This is amazing. This is out of again, I was saying and suggesting to our listeners that by listening to the Torah, the lecture and the Torah on Shabbat, on a Saturday, provides tremendous energy of protection and guidance for you for the upcoming week. And that is why the Jews, the Israelites are so powerful in this world, because this is what they do as their religion. Okay? A lot of them don't necessarily understand the true spiritual significance behind it, as the Kabbalists do, but nonetheless, they benefit from it. It's all about energy. It's all about vibrating at a certain frequency. And again, the more you connect yourself to the things of the light, you start to resonate at that frequency. So the more you expose yourself, see, that's why it's important to listen to Zohar and scan Zohar on a regular basis, because you're connecting to that energy and you start to vibrate at that energy level. So the summary of the portion of Noah, which is the second parasha, right? The Torah, the 5 books of Moses, are divided into 52 portions called parashas. And we did Bereshit last week, which is the first parasha, and second is Noah, and it's the story of Noah. And this is the commentary in our Kabbalistic Bible that we study from and that we read from on Shabbat. It has the Aramaic and the English. But this is the kind of the preface. Let's read what the Rav says here. The center says, the secret of the flood. The story of Noah concerns one of the most horrific episodes in the whole Bible. Only 1,000 years after creating the world, the Creator brings a flood that destroys virtually the entire human race. What does that teach us? What does that tell us about the nature of God? What can we learn from the fact that a general cleansing was necessary, even though the world had been in existence for only a short time? We first need to remind ourselves that Negative forces are lying in wait for us from the moment we emerge from the womb. This is true not only for individual human beings, but also for humanity as a whole. It is said that when children are born, their hands are clenched like fists, as if to say, I'm coming only to take. I'm coming only to take. Give me. But such an intention isn't limited to the very young. Most of the world is governed by a selfish desire to receive. Although there hasn't been another great flood since Noah's time, it is not because we have become such righteous people. In fact, the two temples were destroyed as a result of pure mindless hatred for one person for another. The only reason that we have been spared another flood is because the Creator's promise never to again destroy the world. Instead, we have the rainbow, which is the Creator's message that although the world may deserve destruction, God's mercy has given us yet another opportunity to become better human beings. There is only one period of time in history when the rainbow did not appear, and that was while Rabbi Shimon was in the world. In other words, throughout all of time, from creation until the transformation of the world, the final redemption, the only period that the world did not require to be cleansed was during the time of Rabbi Shimon, which happened to be the time of Yeshua as well, Jesus. In the same way that Noah had the ark to save him from death during the great flood, we now have the Zohar to save us from spiritual death every day of our lives. It is only through the Zohar's spiritual power that we can be saved from any danger that threatens us, whether it is an environmental catastrophe, war, terrorism, disease, or epidemic. How the Zohar protects us is entirely up to us and the way we create our own personal connection with it. To maintain a strong personal link to the Zohar, we need to read and scan sections of it every single day. These readings can last from 1 minute to more than an hour. Scanning or reading the Zohar is the only way we can be saved from another flood. Whatever its form in our time. The Zohar says, awareness and inner motivation to bring about the total removal of evil and chaos from this earth is imbued to the reader through these passages. They awaken a desire to transform our own negative nature and to share the light of the Zohar. According to all Kabbalists, the Zohar is the most effective of all instruments for removing the evil inclination born into the hearts of mankind. When a critical mass of people embraces its wisdom, we will permanently eradicate all of humanity's pain and suffering. The Zohar, Noah chapter 13, introduction. Is that beautiful?
Yes, yes, yes.
I
I was
mean,
reading this.
eh?
This morning in one of the verse I was reading on the call, and it says, if Noah was able to get through to the people, death would have been gone. The angel of death would have been destroyed.
There you go. So, wow. I mean, so you see, this wisdom really and truly, I don't know if you heard the lecture where it said that we really only need about 22,000 people. Remember that number, right? 22,000 people who
Yeah.
really understand. It's not, everybody don't have to, you know what I mean? Because you know what? As much as, again, we have our listeners, and as much as, you know, this is not for, I want to say the simple. I mean, simple but intelligent. I mean, this really requires understanding, someone who can observe, because that's what it takes to become a master of yourself and your emotions. That's what it takes. And we need assistance. And that's what the tools are there for. I don't know where I would be without the tools. Because we're constantly bombarded by physicality and just things. Living our lives, daily lives. We need help. We need help badly. And the Creator has given us that help, and thank God for Kabbalah. Thank God for the Kabbalah Center and the Rav and Karen, and for the teachers who break this down for us and make it available for us, and to provide an environment where you can really practice it. They keep you connected if you want the connection. And Raquel, our country need help, man.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the whole world need help, but Jamaica need help.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. If Jamaica get its act together, it will change the whole world, Yeah, man. And the Zohar, we're making it happen, The Zohar, we have grassroots efforts, where we get Pinkasim into the community. Brother Courtney Price, tell me how people begging him for the Zohars, for the Pinkasim.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, man. Down in Anatoly,
Scott?
in St.
That's a
Mary area.
good thing.
Yeah, man. Because them see the power.
Yeah.
Those who receive some, they're telling others, and they want one. So, and for those of you listening, if you'd like to get a pocket-sized Zohar, just look us up on our website, Kabbalah for Jamaicans, our newly redesigned website. Kabbalah, that's KABBALAH, the number 4, and Jamaicans, JAMAICANS, KabbalahforJamaicans.com. And reach out to us there, and wherever you are, we'll get you your pocket mini Zohar, which helps. Kabbalah teaches that the Zohar is written in the language of Aramaic, the same 22 Hebrew letters, but it comes from a higher level in the Tree of Life. And if you want to know what the Tree of Life looks like, go to our website, and it's that red diagram with the 10 circles and the lines in between them. That's what's called the Tree of Life. And for those of you on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, that's what's in our logo. And the star, right? Many of us who, in Jamaica, are very familiar with that star from the Rastas, because they were the ones who embraced Israel, right? Of the 12 tribes. At least one of the Rastafarian sects is 12 tribe of Israel. And they use the red, green, and gold, and with the Lion of Judah holding a flag. So it's come to be known as the Star of David. But we who have studied, Raquel, know that it's called the Magen. The Magen of David, the shield of David. The shield of David, which gives it a lot more meaning and purpose and function. The shield of David. So these are the things that when we just hearing these things, right, opens up a person's mind to reality, a new reality. And by their minds being open, by hearing these concepts, right? By hearing these concepts, it opens their mind, opens up their connection to the divine, to the upper worlds, to which is where this wisdom is coming from. And the more we connect ourselves to the Zohar, the more assistance we get, because again, it does it for us. It bypasses our mind. You don't have to know Aramaic. You just need to have your eyes scanned from right to left. And you connect to the energy because your eyes are the windows to your soul. And your soul knows Aramaic. Your soul knows everything. Your soul is a spark of the Creator. Okay? And every Tuesday night, we broadcast the Zohar. So for those of you who listen through to 11 p.m. or 10 p.m. in Jamaica, 11 p.m. Eastern. Because at 10:30 Eastern, we're going to be broadcasting the Zohar reading live. So this is where you can come and listen to your Zohar, get your weekly dose of Zohar. And for those of you who want more, we can get you access to that because it happens on a daily basis, several times throughout the days. So whenever you're able to dial into Zoom and listen to people read the Zohar, all you have to do is you can just be in listening mode. Just listen to the Zohar, because by listening,
24 hours a day, excepting for Friday night and Saturday.
there you go. There you go. And anywhere in the world where you are, we have access to internet, smartphone. You can listen to the Zohar. And actually, you can even see it for yourself online at zohar.com. You see the Aramaic, the Hebrew letters, and the English translation. You know, the Zohar, it's all about the Zohar. The Zohar. And, you know, again, only if a person is open-minded will they be okay with the concept of letters in a book. Because it's not like any other book. Right? Not like any other book. It's the letters. It's the energy that the letters are carrying. It's the energy of what the letters are carrying. Because the letters is a transport for the energy. The Hebrew letters were uniquely designed to transmit energy, light force energy. So all we have to do is make an eye connection with it. If we understand it intellectually, you know, sometimes even better. The more you know, usually the better your connection. You know, so, but yeah, so okay, so back to your question about what do you tell someone, you know, again, you're giving them something to enhance, right? To enhance their experience. If they're open, right? Unfortunately, you know, it's kind of pride to think that you have everything, you know, that's all you need to understand and that you're good. But like a lot of people say that, yeah, I'm good. Okay. But you know, there's some really tough times ahead. I don't know if you remember the astrology forecast during Rosh Hashanah.
No, I don't remember.
Okay. But you know, economically, there's going to be a huge shift,
Oh,
you know, and there's going to be a very swift change to the way things are done financially. Um, it reminds me, I need to go back and listen to that session, that astrology session, outlook for 2025. Yeah. So, I find that just by, you see, it really, you kind of, how have you incorporated this wisdom into your lifestyle?
well, for me, I mean, I'm on a Zohar call every day. And if I mean most 90% of the 95% of the time I work from home. And if I have a free minute, hour, half an hour, even if I'm not actually reading, I'll go on and join a Zoom call because it gives me a little bit more, it brings me peace when I'm listening to it. If I'm going through something and I go onto the Zohar call, it kind of changes my mindset. And it's all about the consciousness and the energy,
Yep.
because you can, it's words, but so if you're not, I heard one of the teachers saying that even with the Sukkot, everything is your consciousness, So no, I didn't enter Sukkot, but my consciousness was, was watching something and it's almost like I was actually on the one.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. That's right.
With, Kabbalah for me teach me a lot about consciousness and about energy. So, a lot of things that I do, I really check myself. I check myself into how I'm approaching certain things that I normally would be upsetting to me, I would be angry about. I'm less prone to getting angry with, yeah, and I do still get angry, yeah, but not as frequent as I used to, and not stuff that used to trigger me real fast. So that's work for me. Also, with my relationship with my children and my friends and my co-workers. The young lady that even during Rosh Hashanah, I had to take one of my co-workers to the doctor, and it's not somebody that I really like. It's not.
It's not.
It's not, and it's
Oh
the
wow.
truth.
Wow. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not. But
Yeah.
my first thing honestly was like, you know what? For me to really go out of my way to take her to the doctor when I was the one streaming, as you know. But and when I took her, and I mean, I felt compassion for her,
There
what
you
she was
go.
going through.
There you go.
And that's not normally who I would, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't take her to the doctor. I'd be like, you know.
Yeah, I know. But
But
isn't it amazing that you can look
is
at yourself and see
it
the
is
change?
yes. When I tell you, especially for me, it is a big, big change. When I can stop and check myself, because I check myself often now. Really do. I stop and I check myself, and I'm like, Marcia, that was selfish, or that was unkind. Very rare I will apologize, but I recognize that I that I did something wrong.
That's what. Hey, that's a step in the right direction. You understand? We
So,
all go through that.
yeah, so
That's wonderful. I mean, and that's and and you feel a sense of humility when you recognize
yeah,
that, because it's because you're following the light, right?
yeah.
You're doing as being suggested, and you're seeing results.
Yes, and I'm serious. And I ask myself a lot of times, so how would the creator act in this situation? Am I leaning towards the light, or the opponent, Marcia, and it comes with your thoughts, with your actions. It's a little part of everything.
Every little part
It's
of
a
everything. Exactly.
part of
Exactly.
everything. No,
Exactly. Exactly.
and it's
It's a lifestyle, that
lifestyle.
you incorporate the wisdom into your lifestyle, and again, it makes you a sweeter person.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Make me like myself more.
Ah,
Honestly, I like myself more.
there you go.
You know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
And you know
you
what's
know,
very fascinating though is that what made you start to check yourself?
well, once I started studying Kabbalah, and I notice, I see when I do something that is not in line with what I'm learning, I realize, and I don't know if it's just me, but something will happen.
Mm-hmm.
About my toe, I cut myself.
Mm-hmm.
I something happened, and and then I stop and I check and I was like, Marcia, what did you just do?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but, did you say something that you wasn't supposed? So it makes me more
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
aware of my
Yeah.
words,
Yeah.
my actions, because I really don't want those things to happen to me. And I also, my children, my grandchildren,
Right. Right.
so that for me is a big thing.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah. That is for me is really, really big, you know. And it's just like I say, I feel better when I feel like I'm treating someone better,
You feel better about yourself, sure. Yeah.
better about myself.
Yeah.
Walk somewhere, it's easier for me now to open the door for someone and allow them to come in.
Mm.
And if they don't say thank you, in 2 seconds I
Mm-hmm.
forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I would have been like blah, 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 for the whole
Yeah,
day,
yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah, 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 yeah.
No, it's just like, maybe they're having a bad day and I move on.
Ah, now you
Move
see,
on.
you're
Yeah,
you're you're actually giving them the benefit of the doubt.
yeah, yeah. When
Yeah.
people pass me in the morning speeding, I say, you know what? Hashem, take them safely where they're going because they must be in a rush.
There you go. There you go. Yep.
Usually I drive them down and curse them out. You know, give them the middle finger, something.
Wow. Boy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that was, but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
just, when I say accident, no, I just pray. I say, you know what? I hope everybody's
Yes,
safe.
safe. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's all right.
Yeah.
It's really has done a lot for me. Really, really has changed me a lot. A lot of work need to be done. Lots of it still need to be done.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, I see the transformation, and that is what Kabbalah is about.
Yep.
Not perfection, but transforming.
Correct. Because what is perfection? According to what? And to
You
what
know,
standard, what model? You know what I mean? Even though it's
exactly.
interesting, we were just reading in the Zohar how the Creator said to Abraham, walk before me and be thou perfect. Right? It's in the Zohar. So I need to go back and study what that means. Oh,
Perfection.
yeah. What does it mean? What does it mean, perfection? And
Yeah.
and I remember reading it, but I forgot. And just want to remind our listeners, the Zohar is commentary between rabbis. The main one being Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and his son Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Yossi and Rabbi Kia, Hiskia, a lot of various rabbis, and Rabbi Shimon is further revealing secrets of the 5 books of Moses, right? The Torah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. So, because Kabbalah teaches that the Torah, the 5 books of Moses, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, are written in code. And as much as we think we understand what it means, we may not. Only the Zohar helps us to truly understand what God meant. So that is why the more we connect to the Zohar, is the more we're able to align our lives to the light. And when you're aligned to the light, you become like the light. And that is our mission here in the world, to be the light. When God said, let there be light, he was talking to us. We must let the light in. Because what? The earth was a place void and darkness was upon the face of the deep. Darkness, right? Let there be light. I know you now as a student, you begin to understand what that means. To be the light, right? To be the merciful one, to be the kind one, to be the sweet one. To be the corrective one if necessary, right? But to do what is necessary to bring peace to every situation.
Every situation.
Yeah, Jesus himself said in Sermon on the Mount, blessed are the peacekeepers, for they shall be called the sons of God. All right? The sons of God. And Paul in Romans 8:19 says, for all creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. All creation is waiting for the Kabbalists. Because those are who the sons of God are. All right? And why? Why is creation waiting? Because they want liberation. They want to know what to do. And, why hasn't anyone gotten rid of pain, death, and suffering and chaos? So they're waiting. Everybody's waiting for something. But the Kabbalist is not waiting on someone. The Kabbalists have taken the wisdom that the Creator has revealed for us, or had us reveal, and use it to our advantage, okay? To our advantage, to learn how to protect ourselves, to learn how to tap into the light, how to take advantage of the cosmic openings that are available, right? All of these things to our assistance. And we're really coming to a time where people are being challenged. They're being challenged. You're either going to get swept away in the wave, okay, because I tell you, it's coming. And we just have to pray that enough people, will have transformed to counteract the negativity that's coming. I'm talking about another crash even bigger than the 1929 crash in this country in about maybe 5 to 10 years or less.
So I hear them saying.
You hear them saying it too, right? Okay.
Yep.
So, to be
Might be
prepared.
the worst we have ever seen.
Yep. And that's where the big shift in the monetary system is going to come.
And if we don't, you see, boy, if we don't know, it brings fear. It brings fear and worry. But when we're walking with the light and when we know, we know that we know what we know. We got it different.
Yeah. Yep.
We got it different.
You're not anxious. And you're not fearful.
Fearful.
Right?
It's of certainty.
You have certainty. That's right.
That's a promise of the Creator.
That's right. That's right. His presence brings certainty. Really and truly, that's the only thing that brings certainty.
Yeah.
His presence.
Yeah. No matter what is happening on the outside.
Yeah.
Of certainty.
Yeah, man. So I tell you, it's, and again, the fact that we're having this discussion is helping our listeners because that's how we're sharing it with them. Yeah. Because that's, what we just discussed is but years of study, right? Of readings and listenings that help us to understand what's going on, how to use what we've been given,
To use wisdom.
and what our objective should be.
We're not using it just for ourselves. It's to share, to,
Yeah.
as you say, get others on the path.
On the path. Yeah, because once the negative force doesn't have any hosts, in other words, no one that will accept his lies, right? And to lies of, and make how to make them feel like there's not enough, right? Or to hate someone. Once hatred gone in everybody's heart, it's done. But as long as there's one person, right, who have hatred in them heart, right? So, yeah, man. No, this is the wisdom is just. I'm really just in awe. I'm in awe, and in appreciation, because, you know, because really and truly, what matters is how you live your daily life. Because even if you have nobody around you, right? If you're depressed, you're with yourself, and if you can't stand being with yourself, my God.
Oh boy.
Right? So you
And
said
so many people can't stand being with
can't
themselves.
be. That's it. Gotta have
So
something
many
going on.
Yeah, all the time. It's just like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
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 So many. I hear it over and over again.
Yeah.
So many people. Because we do. Why?
And again, we have to remember that the spiritual work that we do overcompensates for people who don't. Right? That is why the death of a righteous person can rid the world of sins, because of the work that they did. So let's never forget that. We're not just here for ourselves. We are here. It's a beautiful, I got to post this up on our website. It's a video called The Volunteers. All right.
I think you had posted a couple of years ago, no?
Yes, man. My
Yes.
goodness. Such a wonderful, piece of writing, Yeah. You know something? I just found it. I'm gonna play it. Uh-huh.
Reading about a couple of the young people in Israel that they were at that music festival, and she was in a car with all of the other people died. She ran out in the bushes and they didn't catch her, and she committed suicide.
What?
Yeah, she was the only survivor because she ran out of the car in the bushes.
Yeah.
And she committed. Yeah, like 21-year-old. I was just reading about it just earlier today.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, and they were saying so many of the young people could not deal with seeing their friends and family killed, and I just say, I said, boy, just young people out and enjoying themselves.
Same.
Just
Yeah, I'm gonna play this video. It's called The Volunteers. And it's actually for those let's see. Oh no, okay. know why that's not because I'm sharing. I see. No. All right. I'm gonna so people just be able to hear it. Yeah.
So tell me, out of everything you've ever done, what's the craziest experience you've ever had?
That's easy. Earth.
Earth? You went to Earth?
I did.
No way. You were a human?
I was.
Wow. Are the stories about Earth true? Were they really trapped on Earth?
Some were. I know because I was one of the volunteers.
Wait a second. You volunteered to go to Earth?
I did. I had to. I had family trapped on Earth.
But how could you get trapped on Earth?
You had to be there to understand. On Earth, you wouldn't remember anything.
What do you mean you wouldn't remember anything?
I mean, you would have no memory of anything. You wouldn't even remember existing before Earth.
What? How is that possible?
It was designed that way. It was brilliant. To dive as deeply as possible into such ignorance, such darkness, and still find your way back to remembering who you were, that took true mastery.
Wow. I still can't believe you went to Earth. Tell me more.
Well, Earth had its own set of laws that everyone agreed to experience, like gravity. What goes up must come down, like linear time. Day is followed by night.
Time? What's time?
You know how when we think of something, it manifests instantly? Well, on Earth, there was a delay. The delay is what made Earth so difficult.
Interesting. Time. So tell me more.
Before going to Earth, you would choose your family, whether you wanted to be male or female, what race you wanted to be, the location on the planet, things like that.
Oh, so you could choose your own character.
Exactly. You would enter the Earth as a baby and be completely dependent on others to teach you the rules. But since nobody could remember the rules, they made up their own rules, based on fear and giving your power away to others.
That doesn't sound like much fun.
It wasn't for everyone.
What'd you do while portions of you were on Earth?
I watched them. It was pretty funny.
What was so funny?
Here were these magnificent beings, playing the most unique and cutting-edge experience in the universe, and they were clueless. I tried to guide them as much as possible.
Wait a second, you could communicate with them?
Yes, but they couldn't hear me. I would show them synchronicities, or send them impulses to help guide them, but they couldn't see the signs.
Why not?
They didn't trust themselves.
So is that why they sent out a call for help?
Exactly.
Is that when you went?
No, I didn't go until later. First volunteers, they had it the worst.
What do you mean, had it the worst?
Well, they killed them.
What?
They killed the volunteers.
They killed them?
Those on Earth couldn't understand what the volunteers were telling them. The idea that they were equal to the volunteers scared them.
What were they telling them?
Common sense stuff like, all the answers you seek are inside you. Everything I can do, you can do and more.
So they killed them?
And then they twisted the volunteers' message and created even more fear.
What do you mean, more fear?
Like the message, God is inside you, was turned into, you are separate from God. The message, all the answers you seek are inside you, was twisted into, you can't trust yourself.
And they believed it?
It was out of control.
How could they believe that?
You had to be there to understand. Did you know they actually believed that they were the only intelligent life in the universe?
Now that's funny.
Pretty crazy, I know.
So then what happened?
The designers knew Earth was going to enter a section of the galaxy that humans had never experienced before. A section filled with a frequency that might be able to reconnect the human's DNA.
What was wrong with their DNA?
It didn't work anymore. The thing is, their DNA was how they connected with their higher self.
So that's why your incarnations couldn't hear you.
Exactly. But there was a catch with the new plan. Only those incarnated on Earth could tune in to these new frequencies.
Oh, so they needed more volunteers.
Yes, but this time they were taking no chances. To pull this off, they needed millions in the physical form, wired and ready to attune to these frequencies.
Are these the 21st century humans that all the stories are about?
Yep, we volunteered from every corner of the universe to help the humans wake up.
What did the volunteers have to do once they got there?
We had to wake ourselves up, attune to these frequencies, and spread them to the rest of the planet.
That sounds impossible.
Most of those watching the Earth experiment didn't think we could pull it off.
So, what happened when you got to Earth?
Once on Earth, we were taught the same fear-based beliefs that had been handed down for eons. We lived just like everyone else, totally clueless to who we were and what was getting ready to happen. But as soon as the Earth entered this cloud of frequencies, we started to question everything. And one by one, we started to wake up.
So the plan was working.
It was. The more we trusted ourselves, the quicker we reconnected. And the faster we started to remember what was happening. And since we were spread out evenly all around the planet's frequency began to rise quickly.
What happened when the planet's frequency began to rise?
The humans' experience of time began speeding up. They started manifesting their beliefs faster and faster. Those consumed with fear created even more fear, and eventually Earth just spun out of control.
What do you mean, spun out of control?
These low-frequency beliefs that had controlled the human experience for eons could no longer exist, so they began to self-destruct, and the world fell into complete chaos.
That sounds terrifying.
It was for those living in fear, but for us volunteers, we all knew it was the end of the old energy and the beginning of the new.
So then what happened?
A tipping point was reached in our awakening, and we created a new Earth.
A new Earth? What happened to the old Earth?
It continued on, allowing those who could not let go of their fears to play out their lessons. But for us, we created a new Earth that matched our higher frequency. And as easy as that, all the fear-based beliefs simply fell away. In an instant, we remembered who we were. We knew we were all connected, and we stopped hurting each other. We started respecting each other, started loving each other. We took back our power to create, and we created a new Earth without fear.
Wow, so the legends are true. What an incredible experience that must have been. Nice work.
Thanks.
Isn't that something? Isn't that amazing? Boy, I mean, I tell you. Amazing.
Modern societies are pretty much in agreement on this score.
Yeah, that bit of writing there is very, very creative and extremely powerful. You know. And for those of you listening, do you see yourself as a volunteer? Do you remember raising your hand and say, "Here I am, send me"? That's why you're here. That's why we're all here. You know. It's 10:22, so in about 8 minutes, we're going to be switching over to the Kabbalah Center's Zohar reading, live Zohar reading dedicated to Jamaica. We do that twice a week. We do Sunday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and Tuesday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And I broadcast. I broadcast Tuesday nights because it follows our program. Sometimes I don't broadcast Sunday. But it's needed. It's very much needed. Because just playing Zohar through the airwaves creates, puts the energy of sound out there, the healing energy of sound, the sound of the Aramaic letters. Because friends, I know you don't understand it intellectually, but just allow your ears to hear it, because the vibratory function of the Hebrew letters. Once it hits our eardrums, it transforms us. So, the more you bathe yourself in it, the more cleansed you'll become. And basically, that's what it's all about. Aligning your life to the laws of the universe. Yeah. So, how can you connect with us? Again, we have our website, www.kabbalah, that's KABBALAH, the number 4, and then Jamaicans, 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 Kabbalah4Jamaicans.com. And the number here in the studio is country code +1 516 965 5700. Again, country code +1 516 965 5700. We're here every Tuesday and Wednesday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Jamaica, on World Vibes Radio. And Raquel, Marcia, I want to thank you so much for coming on.
Anytime, my dear, anytime. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, man. You know, and because I know your love, I want to play we'll play your Sizzler for you.
Okay, thank you.
Emperor Selassie, I bless them. Burning fire never ends. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because the ignorance and hard. Simplicity we used to survive. Do what you doing properly. That's the word. Simplicity we used to survive. Men find it difficult because the ignorance and hard. Simplicity we used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. It's not the one bag of vanity narding, animosity narding, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba narding, backstab nado, vampire, evil, lost desire. It's just a meditation of my heart, pure and conscious thought. Be overstanding and be smart. Listen to the children speak the word and shine the light in the dark, yeah. Simplicity we used to survive, men who find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity me used to survive, do what you doing properly. That's the way through life. Simplicity I used to survive. Children, open up your eyes. Simplicity me used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Avoid your anger, that report. Praise Rastafari and live a worthy God. Give us all the blessing, give us all reward to help the poor. I find it easy when them find it hard. Simplicity I used to survive, men who find it difficult because they ignorant and die. Simplicity I used to survive. I shall live and love your life. Keep doing what you're doing, don't you grumble. See what you sow is what you reap, so be humble. Know what you're doing, you never stumble. Burn down Rome, I side them crumble. Lead the way with the word what I speak. Never must you stray, praise the King in the east. Oh, I know you teach, I am not rich. Oh, yeah. Simplicity I used to survive. Men who find it difficult because they're ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Burn Pharisees and scribes. Simplicity I used to survive. Men who find it difficult because they're ignorant and all. Simplicity I used to survive. Oh, Galant tell you, it's not the one bag of vanity nothing, animosity nothing, hypocrisy nor democracy. It's nothing, laba nothing, backstab nothing, vampire, your evil lost desire. It's just a meditation of my heart. It's
just a pure and conscious.
Well, Raquel, again, like I said, thank you so much. And we're going to go over to
the well, all
Zohar
right.
call,
Dear, have a
okay?
good night. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, my darling.
Of
I'll see you
course,
again
anytime.
soon. All right.
See you in a couple
You'll
of
be
minutes.
see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
All right, friends. So we're going to connect with the Kabbalah Center. And yeah. I hope you enjoyed that volunteers piece, because I tell you, truly, you can find it on YouTube.
All the Taman, the Chama, the Adam, the Chava, Tami Erin Taman, Na Hava Yada, the Inun Havo, Ela Chama, the Yokne, the Isa Takal, the It Patak Le, Chad Pitcha, the Gin Ata de Eden, Taman, Vahahu de Yokna, the Adam, Hava, Kaem, the Gabe, 88.
Thank you, Ernest and Gita. Please read translation for verse 88.
Yes, thank you. Rabbi Yehuda said, Abraham recognized a sign in that cave, namely the cave of Machpelah, and his heart and desire were there, for he had entered it before and seen Adam and Eve interred there. He asks, how did he know it was they, for he did not know them? He answers, he saw the form of Adam and looked at it. Then a door to the Garden of Eden opened before him, and he understood that this was the form of Adam before him. He understood that he deserved to be buried in the gate of the Garden of Eden because he had been in the Garden of Eden during his lifetime. End of verse 88. Thank you.
Thank you, Gita. And it's 10:30 Eastern Time. It's time to adjourn this segment of the Washington, D.C. Connection for the Zohar reading tonight. And we welcome our friends from Jamaica and our dear friend Joshua.
Good evening, Chaim. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Joshua. Thank you, Chaim. Good night, everyone. Good night,
Chaim.
Leah.
Good
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, Chaim.
Night. Thank you, Leah. Thank you, Chaim.
Welcome, everyone, and welcome those on World Vibes Radio. This is the 30-minute Zohar call dedicated to Jamaica. And let's see. Good evening, my friends, my readers, Leah, Yaron. Let me not assume you will be with us.
I'm staying, Yaron.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And Leah, you'll be here as well?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Oh, Hashem bless you. So, you know, oh, actually, I understand that the prayer of the Ari is online. I think it's let me get my book. I understand that the prayer of the Ari is online in the Zohar. Is it? Someone told me that. I didn't know where to find
Yeah,
it.
it is. It's on Zohar.com. It's hang
Under
on.
about or home?
I'm gonna get there in a second.
Good morning,
Ah,
Joshua. I
prayer
can
of the
read
Ari.
also. Yes.
Hold on. I see it here.
Did you find it?
Yes.
I had it bookmarked the other day because Raquel Verna posted it,
Yes.
shared the screen, and I thought, but I forget exactly where it's linked.
Yeah, actually, there's a link to it at the bottom of the screen. And that was easy to find. That was good. Let's see. Okay. All right. You know what? Okay. A prayer from the Ari.
Under resources, it's Prayer of Dairy. So you
Yep.
go to Zola.com, resources, and it's there.
Yeah. Let me just make it larger for my screen. Let's see. Let me share the screen. And okay. Ruler of the universe and master of all masters, the Father of mercy and forgiveness, we thank you, our God and the God of our fathers, by bowing down and kneeling, that you brought us closer to your Torah and your holy work, and you enable us to take part in the secrets of your holy Torah. How worthy are we that you grant us with such big favor. That is the reason we plead before you, that you will forgive and acquit all our sins, and that they should not bring separation between you and us. And may it be your will before you, our God and the God of our fathers, that you will awaken and prepare our hearts to love and revere you. And may you listen to our utterances and open our closed heart to the hidden studies of your Torah. And may our study be pleasant before our place of honor, as the aroma of sweet incense. And may you emanate to us light from the source of our soul to all of our being. And may the sparks of your holy servants, through which you revealed your wisdom to the world, shine. May their merit, and the merit of their fathers, and the merit of their Torah and holiness support us, so that we shall not stumble through our study. And by their merit enlighten our eyes and our learning, as it is stated by King David, the sweet singer of Israel. Open my eyes so that I will see wonders from your Torah, because from his mouth God gives wisdom and understanding. May the utterances of our mouth and the thoughts of our heart find favor before you, God, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen.
Amen.
So beautiful. So beautiful. Oh, I was just sharing with our listeners on the radio, on World Vibes Radio, in our Kabbalah for Jamaican segment, something out of the Chumash, and to help us to set our intention, I just want to share. This is on the bottom of page 63 in the Genesis Kabbalistic Bible. And it's talking about the Zohar. How, of course, Noah had the ark, and we have the Zohar today. It says, the Zohar says, awareness and inner motivation to bring about the total removal of evil and chaos from this earth is imbued to the reader through these passages. They awaken a desire to transform our own negative nature and to share the light of the Zohar. According to all Kabbalists, the Zohar is the most effective of all instruments for removing the evil inclination born into the hearts of mankind. When a critical mass of people embraces its wisdom, we will permanently eradicate all of humanity's pain and suffering. Out of the Zohar, Noah chapter 13. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's our intention, to understand that this is what we do. When we're reading with the Zohar, when we're engaged in Zohar, this is what we're doing. So I want to thank you all for being here. Raquel Marcia, thanks for being here. You were on the program tonight. Thank you so much. You add value when you're on the program. So thank you. We have more of a conversation, which is a wonderful thing. All right, so I'm going to start in chapter 14, Noah chapter 14, the Israelite. And the synopsis is on the screen. I will read the synopsis. The following section reveals the hidden secrets and mysteries concerning the holidays of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and the first day of each new month. The Zohar reveals the process by which we utilize these spiritual tools to cleanse our world, our souls, of the negative residues from our egotistic behavior. We can help facilitate all these processes as we meditate and intensely browse through the ancient text. Okay. So this is what we're in for. Brother Yaron, thank you always for your dedication. Can you start us off with verse 94, please? And actually, I'm sorry, before you begin, I neglected to invite the Rav and Karen and all the Sadiqim who have paved the way for us to be here, and that we're walking in their shadow, especially the Rav, the Rabbi Shimon. So, and again, if those of you who have intentions, people whose name you'd like to mention, please, you may do so now.
Susan, Bat Sarah, Hortense, Bat Ida Me, Darren Ben Hortense, thank you.
Mem Haitian.
Virpi Patkaya and Bernard Ben Virpi. Thank you, healing.
Mem Haitian.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask for healing for Michael Ben Kieran, Monica Bat Janet, Florin Ben Elena, Samika Bat Maria, Erwin Ben Sarah, Pepper, and Cara Bat Nancy. Thank you.
Mem Haitian, indeed, absolutely.
Mem Haitian.
Okay, so let's see. Let me just see if I can do this here. Okay. So, yes, Brother Yaron, verse 94, please.
Thank you. Verse 94. Ad dahavo az le chamuchad yodai dahava ate amar Rabbi Yosef Hai Barnash Yudai Ihu Veit Haze Kad Mata Gabaihu Sheilu Le Amar Alon Shalicha B'mitzvah Ana Daha Anan Dai Are Bikfar the Ramin U Amate Zim Na Dehag Va'anan Ze Rechin Lu Lav Vazi Nin Deime Va'ana Azel Nakata Lon Lemitzvah A Zalu Kahada 94.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And I'd like to acknowledge Brother Paul Lampert, who's dialing from Jamaica. Good evening, Brother Paul. So nice of you to be here as always. Who in on the fort in Spanish Town. Very well needed, sir. Thank you so much for always being here. And I see Brother Enoch. Brother Enoch, are you still out there? Or just your name? Let me know if you're out there to read. Hey, Jennifer, good evening, my dear. Thank you so much for being here.
Good evening.
I hope you had a wonderful holiday.
Yes, I did.
Amazing, wonderful.
Thank you.
Verse 94, please.
Okay. As they were walking along, they saw a Jew coming toward them. Rabbi Yossi said that this person is a Jew because he looks like a Jew.
Hold on, it says that in your book? It says Jew in your book? You're reading from your book. Interesting. It says Israelite here on the screen.
Yeah, 94.
Okay. Yes.
94 English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Probably just a different version.
Yeah, I guess so. Interesting. Okay.
When he reached them, they asked him who he was. He told them that he was on a religious errand, as he lived in the village of Dramin and the time of Sukkot having arrived. They needed a lulav and the other three kinds. He was on his way to cut down the purpose of the commandment. They walked together. End of 94 English.
Thank you so much. And it's interesting how, Raquel, you and I were talking about the tools, right, on the program. And here it is, the Zohar is talking about the tools. Amazing. Leah, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you every night. Verse 95, please.
95. One soul. אמר לכו ההוא יודעי חני ארבע מנין דלולב דבחלהו עתן לרצואי עלמה שמעתון עמי ענן צריקין לון בחג אמר לי כבר יתארו בכו חבריי אבל אי מילה חדתה איכות תחות ידך אימה לה. 95.
Thank you so much. Raquel Marcia, 95, please.
One soul. The Israelites spoke to them and asked, have you heard why we need the 4 kinds of the lulav to appease the world during this holiday, but not at any other time? They told him, the friends have already explained this subject by telling the reason, but if you have a new explanation, then say it. End of 95.
That's pretty cool. Hey, good evening, Anne. So nice of you to be with us. Would you like to read verse 96?
Yes, thank you so much. I can try because I have had flu and my voice is a little low.
Okay.
Amalon vedai hahu ita atar da anan de yare bei hu sa ve kal hu asha ke be oraita ve it alen sarava meraba nan Rabbi Yitzchak bar Yosef mehuva Shamai over ukal Yoma Veyuma Amar Lon Milen Adeitin Beoreita Ve'amar Deha Be'hak Timena Hu Lesal Ta'a Atsa Abar Al Nafsha Nu Hamayim Hatse Donim Baruch Hashem Shalom Natananu Taref Lisnahem Veki It Shinam Lemayim Elam Inun Sha'ar Amin Inun Ravravin Mamanan Al Sha'ar Amin Aleph Ein Kaf Vav Mem Umit Barakan Mishitra Yahu. Sorry, the last line I can't see now. Yeah, Israel Vagari Nan Lon Mayim Hatse Doyim kama deat amar amayim hatse nim. The end of the verse. Thank you.
Beautifully done, and thank you so much for the
Thank
care.
you.
Thank you so much. Generates so much light. Thank you. Hadassah, good evening. Do you read English, or are you here to read Aramaic? Or are you out there? And Brother Enoch, I haven't heard from him. Okay, so then you know what? Jennifer, go ahead and read 96, please.
Okay. He said to them, "The place where we live is indeed a small one, but all indulge in the study of the Torah. We have a rabbi who is well known among the rabbis, whose name is Rabbi Yitzchak, and who is the son of Rabbi Yossi from Mekosa. He teaches us new explanation of the Torah each and every day. And he said that during this holiday, it is the time for domination, where Israel obtained domination over the ministers of the 70 nations. So it is written, then the proud waters have gone over our soul. Blessed be Hashem, who has not given us as a prey to their teeth. And he asks, does water have teeth? And he replies that they, the proud waters, refer to the other nations, and the teeth refers to the supernal ministers of these nations who are worshippers of the planets and constellations. They are blessed through Israel, and they are called proud waters, as it says, the malicious waters. End of 96 English.
Wow. 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 Brother Yaron, 97, please.
Thank you. 97. Uvgin Bashal Ta'a Alaihu Atena Baraza Dishma Karisha Be'i Anun Ar Abba Minin Shabalu Lav Lara Zuye Le Akudsha Bariku Ula Shala Ta'a Alaihu Be'raza Dishma Karisha Ulat Ara Alav Mayin Karishin Lanascha Al Kabe Madbacha 97.
Thank you, Raquel. 97, please. Bring it down a little bit.
97. To dominate the ministers of the nations, we come with the holy name that is represented by those four kinds with the lulav. The myrtle is a secret of Hesed, Guvar, and Tiferet from the letter Yud of the Yud K Vav K. The willow branches are the secret of Netzach and Hod from the first letter He of the Yud K Vav K. The lulav is a secret of Yesod from the letter Vav of the Yud K Vav K. And the etrog is a secret of Malhut of the lower Hay. Together they appease the Holy One, blessed be He, and rule over the proud waters by means of the holy name. They bring and arouse upon us the holy waters, namely the abundance of the upper waters, for the water libation ceremony at the altar, which is Malhut, and these upper waters overcome the proud waters. End of that verse.
Leah, 98, please.
98, one song. Tu amar lon beri taruta kadmaa ihu balma mai taruta kadmaa da bei dina dil tata deitar le meidan alma vekucha berichum yateiv al alma bedina vedain alma. 98.
And I'll read 98. One soul for the continued elevation of Barbara Bat Sidney Abraham, and for activating all of the Zohars all around the world, and especially those in Jamaica. And may this reading assist our listeners in awakening a greater desire to study Kabbalah. Verse 98. And he went on to say that on Rosh Hashanah, the first awakening, which is the female principle, recurs and appears in the world. This means that the female principle returns to its previous status on the fourth day of creation. And he asks, what is the first awakening? And he answers, it is the lower courthouse that is aroused in order to judge the world. It is when the Holy One, blessed be He, sits on the throne of judgment and judges the world. End of 98. So let's see, Anne, verse 99.
Thank you so much. Yes. One song. Vessel tan palm I ben dina lemadai lemedan alema at diuma dikpo rei dena rin aga akpaha vela istekach ya hiveya dil Torah be'alma deihu it saf bema de'at yan lei ahu sa'ir deihu miste ram derucha masha'a ba kitka hatse lei ovgin deit sak behahu sha'ir la garev lemak de sha. End of 99. Thank you.
Okay. The courthouse rules and judges the world until Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, when her face of the female principal lights up. This means that the female principal receives the upper three spheral, Keter, Okma, and Binah, called the face. At this time, the slanderous serpent leaves the world alone because he is busy with the scapegoat which has been offered to him. Interesting. This offering is from the side of the spirit of defilement, which is appropriate for the slanderous serpent, who is the prosecutor. So while he is occupied with the scapegoat, he does not approach the temple or the female principal. That is, he does not approach the children of Israel in order to prosecute them anymore, and does not separate the maiden of Zerampin and the female principal. End of English 99.
Thank you. 100. Ve sa'ir da kahahu sa'ir dalit reshchet deit asaf be va'an hiru on paha the makdasha va'al da Yisrael kalho mash kachin rachame kame kudshabarikhu be'it avar cho avaihu varaza chada Amarlon, Vala, It Yehev, Reshu, Laga La'a, Bar, La Hasideh, Kadeshim, El Yonim, Hakamin, Amar Rabbi Yose, Man Ihu, Amar Lon Ad La, Bedikana, Becho, 100.
Raquel Marcia, 100, please.
100, one soul. The scapegoat is like the sin offering of the he-goat on the first day of the month. Because he's occupied with it, the face of the temple, which is a female principle, lights up. And this is how all Israel find mercy in the eyes of the Holy One, blessed be he, and he removes their sins. But there is one secret, he told them, that may not be revealed except to exceedingly wise, saintly, and pious men. Rabbi Yossi asked him, and what is that secret? So he answered, I have not yet elevated you, so I cannot tell you whether you are fit to hear this secret.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. Leah, 101.
101, one soul. Azalul levatar amar lon, kad zihara ik reivat, בשמשה אתר קודשה בריחו סטרה דצפון, ואחיד בה ברמיחו ומשאיך לה לגבי ודרום איתר, מסטרה אהרה וסיהרה סלקה ומתחברה, במצרך וכדאין ינקה מתראין סטרין, ונטל בירחן בחשי, וכדאין התברכה סיהרה והתמליה, והכה התריבת איתה בבעלה. 101.
Thank you, and I will read this last verse here. One soul, with a Raven Karen, all the Sadiqim. May we all have the best year ever. One soul.
Amen.
They proceeded on their way, and after a while he said, when the moon, which is the female principle, approaches the sun, which is Zer and Pin, then the Holy One, blessed be he, stirs up the northern side, which is the left column, and he grasps her lovingly and draws her towards himself. This is the secret of asking permission and appeasement. And when the southern side, which is the right column, is aroused from the other side, and then the southern side, which is the right column, is aroused from the other side. And eventually the moon, which is the female principle, rises and joins the east, which is Zer and Pin. Thus she draws sustenance from both sides, from the south and from the north, and receives the blessing or abundance of the mating in silence. And now the moon is blessed and filled with the abundance as a woman approaches her husband. This means that a complete mating has occurred, in which all the Mokin are revealed to the world. End of verse 101, and which is the numerical value of the Archangel Michael. Good place to end. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Yaron, Anne, and Leah, thank you for reading Aramaic. Brother Paul in Jamaica, Spanish Town, thank you for calling. Thank you for connecting.
Thank you.
Jamaica.
Chodesh Tov.
Chodesh
Shabbat
Tov,
Tov,
indeed.
Chodesh
Yes, Chodesh
Tov.
Tov, new moon of Scorpio coming up on Shabbat. I tell you, all the holidays are falling on Shabbat. It's amazing. We need the extra boost.
Double injection.
Indeed, indeed. So thank you, everyone. And good evening, Brother David.
Hey, Joshua.
Hope you are well, son of Tova.
Yes, Shana Tova, thank you.
Yes.
Starting the new year.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. I've given you host.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yes, and I hope things are well for you and your family.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joshua.
Sure. Okay, let's see. Stop the share. And for those of you still on Real Vibes Radio, what you just listened to was 30-minute Zohar reading dedicated to Jamaica from students from the Kabbalah Center, people all around the world. And we had Brother Paul Lampert from Jamaica, Spanish Town area, being a soldier in the area and a channel for the light. So thank you, Brother Paul. Big up yourself. Hashem bless you and provide all your needs, sir. Thank you so much for being a soldier and a rock and a source of light for the people around you. Well, friends, that's it for this week. Actually, no, I'll see you tomorrow night. 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in Jamaica. Yes? And what shall I leave you with? I'll leave you with yeah. Book of Rules, Heptones.
Isn't it strange how princesses and kings in clown-headed capers in sawdust ring? Just while common people like you and me will be villains for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mask, and the book of
book of rules. So, friends, I'll see you again tomorrow night, where we'll have another discussion. Maybe we'll add some other people to the discussion, and so that you'll hear how practical this wisdom is. But remember, they are tools to be used. So go to our website, get in touch with us, get the Zoom link, so that you can start listening to Zohar, so that you can start connecting to the Torah readings on Saturday. All right? But we'll see you again tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in Jamaica. Again, this is Kabbalah for Jamaicans, and my name is Joshua. One love.